welcome back to Mr. Harris RYC YouTube channel. You know, we react to videos from a vocal coach perspective and from a musician perspective. Listen, you guys been tuning into the show. We're doing this for a little bit now. I always go solo, all right? Solo bro. I have a good friend of mine here today, and I want you to welcome Willy Rodriguez.
Now we got two bros, because you're my bro.
All right. We got two bros. We're doubling up on this. But he's not sitting here just as a next door neighbor friend who we barbecue Franks together. He's also a musician himself. So tell a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about myself. Musician, piano player, musical director to the Tito Puente Junior Orchestra. Executive director of the International Salsa Museum. Executive director and co-founder. Right. And also musical director to a band called Excelencia that I've been playing with since I was like 16 years old.
Nice.
Part of the Recording Academy, one of the governing members, and co-chairman of the Latin Music Task Force for the Recording Academy, the New York chapter.
Amazing keyboardist. I've known him now for about 13, 14 years.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm sitting next to you. Hold on, let me see. I got some. I want to be offended. This is just for me. I'm gonna make.
Okay. Nah, it's all good, bro.
I want to make sure I have fresh breath as I talk your way.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we're mindful of that. All right, so who we got, Rick?
All right, so today we have Emily Galaviz. She's a 17-year-old Venezuelan artist, famous for her interpretations of classic songs. So this was recommended by Romir Lopez. He sent us a few videos in the past, so we'd like to give him a shout out for recommending this one.
All right, thank you, man.
Yep, so a little bit background on this style. The style is called Joropo. And it's a genre that is over 300 years old, blending Spanish and Arabic influence.
Got you.
Okay.
And that's why you're here.
Got it.
You know, it's all foreign to me, man. But we know that music is universal. But let's check this out, though. Let's see what we got going on.
Otra vez. Ya, tú lo que llegas, te sientas, yo te pongo el paral. Ya arranca.
What do you say, man? What do you say? Yeah, man.
Vecina, mejor no venga más. Se lo digo por las buenas. Aquí a mi casa no se viene a coquetear. Mejor se va y evitamos un problema. ¿Verdad, vecina? Mejor no venga más. Porque me pone nerviosa y no se sabe cómo puede reaccionar con su rival. La mujer cuando es celosa con lo mío, mío, mío. Con lo mío no se meta, con lo mío, mío, mío. Con lo mío no se meta, o es que usted no ha comprendido que es lo que no se respeta y que para un desafío hay que ser mujer completa. Con lo mío, mío, mío. Con lo mío soy celosa, con lo mío, mío, mío. Con lo mío soy celosa por cuidar de mi marido. Soy capaz de cualquier cosa, de enfrentar un río crecido o a una tigra mariposa. Tengo un guayabo zarandiaíto y es como un clavo que no me quito. Tengo un guayabo zarandiaíto y es como un clavo que no me quito. El guayabo que va encerrado como caballo a la sangre, siquiera no lo puedo olvidar este guayabo. El guayabo que va encerrado como caballo a la sangre, siquiera no lo puedo olvidar este guayabo. Va colgando de un hilito mi corazón, mi corazoncito. Busco refugio en otro amorcito. Mi Mi Gabancito, sigue tu empeño. Esto parece un guayabo eterno, más que un infierno, esto es un capricho. Y como vivo de su recuerdo, el dolor es sabrosito. Va colgando de un hilito mi corazoncito, busca refugio en otro amorcito. Mi Gabancito, sigue tu empeño. Esto parece un guayabo eterno, más que un infierno, esto es un capricho. Y como vivo de su recuerdo, el dolor es sabrosito.
I see a guitar, acoustic, a harp, a bass.
Yep.
But I hear like a banjo or something.
That's the guitar.
Ay, mi Gabán, ay, Gabancito, ay, Gabán, Gabán, ay, Gabancito, yo también sufrí bastante cuando perdí mi amorcito. Por la verde inmensidad del llano que ha florecido, viene cruzando un Gabán con rumbo desconocido en su vuelo triste y leve va despertando caminos, cruzando la soledad del horizonte perdido, va detrás de su Gabana que con otro se le ha ido. Ay, Gabán, ay, Gabancito, ay, Gabán, Gabán, ay, Gabancito, yo también sufrí bastante cuando perdí mi amorcito.
Emily
Galaviz.
Galaviz. Galaviz?
Yeah.
Now here's what I would say. You know, we talk pretty straight now. I'm glad you're here because I have more questions. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. We were supposed to see this together.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. We've often talked about, like, the MWAM band, the Music with a Message band, the young people that I have, we do Latin music, we do hip hop, we do R&B, we do a little bit of everything. We don't go this deep.
Yeah. This is culturally deep.
Right, and we talked about, like, doing a young band that does more salsa music, more merengue and stuff like that. And this is something we're looking to do once the museum gets started, right?
Yep.
So to me, I saw what can be.
Yes.
Right? That's what I was kind of seeing. You bringing all the musicians, Latin musicians that you know, and teaching our young people to do this stuff. Because if I want you to put in the lower third somewhere, Rick, a picture of our Renaissance shirt that's black and gold. Because when you see that shirt, it looks like
what they have.
It looks like what they have.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm looking at my kids play, you know, but those aren't my kids per se, but those are my kids.
Yeah.
First, let me say, Emily and the band, great job. And it looks so great. You were saying that this is a 300-year-long tradition of this type of music.
Yep.
And anytime I see young people taking it over or continuing it makes it really exciting to see. But this is more of a vocal show, so I'm gonna talk about the vocalist for a second. First of all, you hurt me because the lower thirds were in Spanish. So I still don't know what the song is about, but I can talk about what it felt like and her vocal ability. That, people take it for granted when you have a fast-paced song and you're singing in your mask or your full voice consistently. There is no hook, there's no chorus. There was a part in time where the band played by itself.
There's a hook in there.
In Spanish. But there's no hook wherein there's background singing.
Right.
And she gets a break.
Right, yeah, no.
She had to be all of it. She had to be the verse, the bridge, the chorus, the ad-libs. That is very, very tough to do. Now, I'm glad you're here, because I'm gonna tell you, in my limited amount of people that I know that sing Latin music and sing this kind of way, you know who she gave me vibes of?
Who?
Celia Cruz.
Oh, I can see that. Is that like what? As far as like her...
That energy, that fast talking, that...
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. And also a little bit of La Lupe in there too.
Ah.
Yeah, because La Lupe, Celia and Lupe had two different dynamics. And I feel like she has both of those, like influence, a little bit of those, of both of them. One thing that I wanted to point out, when she first started singing that first, because this looks like there was a medley of songs, but that first song, it took me back to my childhood. because that song, I heard it in a merengue by a group called Las Chicas del Can. And when she was saying Colo Mio, 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 like that part, that song was done in the 1980s by a female group. And I was like, wow, I don't know if the female group from Dominican Republic, I don't know if they did the original, but it took me back there.
I didn't know this was a medley.
Oh, you thought it was one full song?
I'm just hearing music that consistently goes and a language I don't understand.
Yeah.
So I had nothing to compare it to. So to me, this is one long song, and I felt like she sung it all like it was one long song.
Yeah. No, it was. I heard like 3 different songs in there.
Really?
Yeah. You see, I was right. Okay, yeah.
Could you tell?
Oh.
Right. So for us as a consumer, you don't know the sound of music, it sounded like it was just, I guess if the beat changed, the key changed,
it was all in the same key.
I would know that, we're moving something else. But it stayed, the group.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing now. Let me jump away from her as a singer. How old is she?
She is 17.
Yeah, she's dope. She's dope. She is a student to her culture. Sounding really good. And she has what I call presence. And I'm not talking about stage presence. Stage presence is what you do on stage, your dancing, your movement, all that kind of stuff. Presence is something that you have that makes people look at you. Mm-hmm. You're not even singing. You walk in the room, people go like, yo, who that? Who that? Who that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's that presence.
Exactly.
She's got that. Even though I'm a musician, I want to watch all the musicians, it was hard for me not to look at her.
Yes.
She was dynamic enough, not by her dance move, but just she has that presence. So that's a gift you have, young lady. Hold on to that and keep that, right?
See.
But looking at the musicians, first of all, the bass player he carried the song.
Sure did.
He carried all the changes, right?
He sure did.
Solid, and he looked young as heck. So I wish I could have you here in the Bronx, New York. I could put you in the band.
Yeah.
But the harp, I've never seen a harp played like that.
Yeah, you saw his fingernails? He was ready.
Did. I thought his
He was
fingernails
ready.
were that way. And I'm curious to know, is that what, in Venezuela, do harp players have the long fingernails for that purpose? Or does he also switch up on guitar? Which is why he has the long fingernails. But usually whenever I see a harp player, it's more of a picking stroke kind of thing.
Right.
It was a push kind of thing, and he was killing it. Is that like a cultural thing? Or I just ain't seen enough harp players, right? So it's one of the two. But that was impressive to watch.
But you know what? With those fingernails, the way that they were, it just makes it, I can see, especially with the speed of this song, the technique has to be there. And if your nails are not, like a pick, then I can see how difficult it would be to move at that pace, and also to hear the strings, the way, I don't know, just hearing the strings, the way they were being plucked. I don't think you could get that with your fingertips. That
you don't think so?
That sound, because I'm not a guitar player, but
so let me tell you how we do on this station, on this channel, right? They know there are tons of things I don't know, and what I always do, Rick, I always ask them to put it in the chat.
Yeah.
So in the chat, where we're struggling, help us. So I need to know a little bit more about the harp and how it's played, and are the nails necessary for that style of music in terms of what you were trying to do with the harp? I'm curious to know that. I noticed that there wasn't a lot of percussion instruments. Now, all of it's percussion instrument, because the word percussion means anything that you strike. So they were all percussion, but I'm talking about percussion drums. There was a shaker.
He was on point.
And killing.
He was on point. I didn't feel it slow down. I mean, in the breakdown, it was nice because he cut off in the breakdown. But he was on it.
Right. Which means the burden fell on the guitar, bass, and harp to keep all that rhythm.
Yeah.
Rick!
Yeah.
You know how hard that is?
Yeah. And that's the other thing, the guitar player. He was just strumming the entire time. I'm like, man. He was keeping time along with him and the shaker. With the guy playing the shakers, where I felt like they were just complimenting each other. Not complimenting, but keeping the tempo going. Along with the bass player, too. I mean, the shakers were a double time, where the bass player was doom, 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 doom,
right.
Kind of like Latin Tunisia type.
Right. But playing the root and the tonic enough so she could sing, because she had to sing to that with no... It was amazing. Here's what I want to say, and I'll leave the final words to you. But my closing piece on this would be, I like to also know who's teaching these young people. Because, I'm a product of that as well. We see the young people, oh my God, these kids are so amazing, so great. they wouldn't be great unless there's somebody behind them. So is this a family? And this is what happens every day with cousins and brothers and sisters? Are they part of a program? Like, what am I seeing? Like, who's spending this kind of time with this group to give them this level of musicianship? And whoever you are, I applaud you.
Yes.
All right, we're thankful to you. But I like to know who that is, all right? Yeah. And what would you say in closing on Emily?
Emily y al grupo completo se la botaron todo. Ustedes son unos profesionales. Yo nunca he escuchado algo así. Basically, I'm saying I never heard anything like this, and that they really did it. Y que sigan adelante. Que ustedes, no sé, how old is this video, by the way?
This video, I think, is fairly new.
10 months.
10 months ago.
Okay.
And it's at 11 million views.
Wow. No, que sigan adelante. To keep on pushing forward, and you guys are gonna go a really long way if you stick together.
And if you ever think about coming to New York,
yes,
come see us.
Yes.
You know, he's got a museum that's gonna be opening, a salsa museum, so that's his whole thing and his whole people that he deal with. And then come over here to Renaissance. We would love for you to interact with our young people and just learn a little bit more about your culture, your style of music. So, yes.
I just want to add one more thing. As I was reading through the comments on this video, a lot of Venezuelans were saying, due to all the turmoil in the country right now, she's bringing them together.
Wow. Rick, you know what I always say in the closing of the show, right? I always talk about how much, you know, the world is an ugly place right now in terms of what it looks like, in terms of what they're feeding us. But it's a very beautiful place in terms of what we don't see. And so it's really important for us to let that light shine. And there's no greater way than through music. And I didn't even think about where we were at, where she's from. So like, Emily, God bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Continue to what you do. Make people smile. Make people dance. To forget about some of the ugliness, right? We need that. And so continue to do that. And for those of us who know how we talk in closing, make sure you love yourself. And any love you got left over, make sure you love somebody else. All right?